Okay, on the ratification list, I had some questions, which I'm trying to pull up.
There's network problems.
Aha.
You're not alone in this.
Yeah, so Mr. Baker, you're probably looking at the ratification list for ECCL items. So you want to come up? I probably have some questions that you... Are you familiar with the ratification list?
Yes, I do not have it in front of me, but I know those items quite well.
All right, so let me remind myself what I'm referring to. First question, explain all three. Yeah, so for all three of them, you say that these are change orders, but there's money in the project budget to cover them?
That is correct.
And does that mean that it's coming out of the contingency fund in the budget?
No, in fact, that's not correct. We have
Okay.
line items in the budget for these items.
Mm-hmm.
They're each a bit different, so if you want, I can go into detail, but in general, we have budgets for them, and the intent has always been to perform that work via change order.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to the solar mediation work, we had a line item budget, and we've purchased that work, if you will, via change order.
Mm-hmm.
But the items on that list have been budgeted, and now as we progress in the project, we're executing a change order to do the work which has been budgeted.
Okay, and the reason that it's being done through a change order is because we didn't know precisely what the scope of work was done at the time we did the original contract?
Correct.
Okay.
We have budget, basically allowances in the budget for these activities, and the intent has been to perform the work via change order.
Okay.
The pool is an example. If you recall, upon approval of Turner's, the lease-leaseback agreement, as well as the JOA, there was a line item in that budget of $700,000 for the pool upgrade, although it had not been designed yet. Now as we design it and do that work, this is our first change order for the demolition and abatement of the pool equipment room.
Got it. Okay. But the third item, which is a deleted value engineering item, I guess I didn't understand the last comment, and I'll just read it to you to refresh your recollection. Deleted value engineering items will typically be charged against contingency. This is a $31,000 item to Turner. Due to budget line savings for testing and inspection consultants, contingency will not need to be used for these items.
As I had mentioned at the last meeting when we awarded the contract for inspector of record and testing lab, we had quite a bit of savings. That has allowed us to, for things such as this, typically our contingency would be used for these change orders. These are both underground utility items which we had identified as possible value engineering items. Following working with the utilities, they're not feasible to do that. They weren't feasible to achieve. So we have to take them off of our contract value engineering list and put them back in the project. We don't need to use contingency because we had savings over those consultants, and that's allowing us to those dollars can now go towards things such as this.
Yeah,
And
so we'd have to take it out of contingency.
Correct.
Yeah. But we couldn't save money by reusing the existing sewer pipes?
The existing sewer pipe
So we have
was
to do...
Emeryville, City of Emeryville Public Works and the Regional Water Quality Control Board, when we reviewed the reuse of that, which we had proposed, actually the Regional Water Quality Control Board told the City of Emeryville that we were not able to use that line because of some prior issues with that sewer line. And so we were not able to realize that value engineering savings.
So it wasn't a true one.
I'm sorry, what?
So it wasn't a true value engineering.
Well, no,
savings.
we went in with the intent to do that, and the Water Control Board said,
That's not an area where you
Correct.
can do it. Okay.
Yeah. In
So
fact,
what's happening instead?
Yeah, so we are gonna replace that line.
I see.
We were gonna try and reuse it, now we have to replace it.
Okay, so that's gonna be more expensive.
Correct. And we were gonna try and use an existing
right.
water connection on San Pablo. East Bay Mud did not approve that, so now we have to install a new one.
Okay, all right. Yep.
As far as the permits to be pulled for that.
Microphone.
Yeah, make sure, press the mute button down on top till the light goes green.
It's tricky.
Just hold it down. You gotta hold it till it goes green.
Is it green? You want to use mine for now? Okay.
Yeah, having to do with the polling permit, since it is a city right-of-way or city utility, has that been taken into account as far as traffic control? And because I take it your point of connection is going to be within the right-of-way or within the city street, is that correct?
Yeah, that'll be covered under the sewer, which is the sewer connection, which is the city of Emeryville sewer connection.
Mm-hmm.
That will be covered under the encroachment permit.
Okay,
With
has
the
that
city
been
of
accounted for?
Accounted for?
In the budget?
Yeah, the encroachment permits are, yes, they are, yes.
Okay. Would that be part of this contingency or part of this value engineering line item?
No, we have a line item. The encroachment permit cost doesn't change because of this. We just have to get an encroachment permit along 47th in any case for all these utility connections.
Okay.
So the cost of that, this will not alter the cost of that encroachment permit.
So the point of connection is going to be on the property, correct?
Well, no, it connects, no, that's not, the point of connection will be in the street.
Okay, but then you will have an encroachment permit because of the traffic shutdown.
Because,
correct?
well, because we've got to actually go, we've got to go into the city right away.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we have to actually obtain 3 separate encroachment permits. City of Emeryville for 47th, because that's the
Mhm.
city of Emeryville, Caltrans along San Pablo,
Mhm.
and City of Oakland for the work on the far side of 53rd Street.
Okay, you have the cost been included in your?
We have a budget line item
Okay.
that is that's to account for those encroachment permits once they are obtained.
Okay. But if you went with the value engineering line item without the permits, isn't that above the board as far as an added cost? Because you're now doing the work that is affecting or having to require a permit to be pulled. Because prior to that, you're
We
trying
have to get an encroachment permit for all the utility, all the work along 47th from the city.
Mhm.
So doing the new connection will not alter the cost of the encroachment permit. We have a number of connections and sidewalk work and other, and
Mhm.
street work. We're getting an encroachment permit for all the work along, for a strip work all along 47th. The cost of that permit won't be changed by doing this new sewer connection.
All right.
Because the encroachment permit is based on the area that you're impacting.
Mhm.
Does that address your questions?
Yes, it does.
Member
Thank you.
Miriam? Okay. All right. Any other questions on this item? Hearing none, I'll move we adopt the ratification.
I'll second.
Any objections? Any public comment? Roll call, please.
Member Ash?
Yes.
Member Miriam?
Yes.
Member Pats?
Yes.
Vice President Dice?
Yes.
President Appel?
Yes. Okay,